Hi, this is Loredana Nicolae from NNC Services. Yesterday, I mentioned how important it is to build marketing and sales resilience. I think that this is one of the main components of building actually business resilience. In your business continuity plan, on top of people making sure that you stress test your cash flow and your profit and loss and liquidities, making sure you still have a revenue, although this may decline. It's one of the key factors. How can we ensure you still have a revenue if you only focus on cutting costs? This is actually not possible. I believe that being in the offensive, the same as this Bain study mentions here, is one of the main things you should do. And as you can see, preparing for the bounce back and recovering and investing in marketing efforts, it's very important. You have the time now, you have the time to position correctly your brand, you have the time to do all of those nice things and to contribute with value to your stakeholders and employees and customers in general. So how should you go about building marketing resilience? In fact, this Harvard Business Review study on how to market on a downturn is actually very, very good. You can see here how customer segments on a downturn, when the economy is plunging down, are changing, right? You can see, for example, what happens with their expenditures, how do they perceive, the change. You can see basically what's your sales risk on a downturn, and on each of these phases you can understand, are you on a stable market, are you on a mixed market, or are you on a declining market? And actually based on this you can decide what your and you can know in advance what your customers are going to do, how are they going to act, and you can take some measures to protect yourself. So either repositioning on a stable market, and please review the free videos that I've posted on what industries are going to thrive during and after the coronavirus crisis. You can also mitigate your risk if you're on a mixed market, for example, and you can understand what type of an expenses your customers are still going to make, what kind of a purchases and a buyer acquisition decision they're going to still make. So please take a good look at this consumer segments changing behavior in the Harvard Business Review study. And this is also in the same study. You will also find here what should be your tactics with each, right? So what exactly should you do based on where are you positioned, whether you are in a market that's very much exposed to the risks right now and your sales are threatened, or whether you are in an essential place in the customer's top of mind, right? So please have a look at these tactics and decide whether you want to offer smaller sizes, packages, solutions, services, whether you can afford to continue on just building awareness and branding in general, whether you can promote savings, like further savings, right? For example, in tourism, whether you can put out a really good offering for next year, and so on and so forth. So there's plenty of tactics here. Please take a very good look at this HBR study on how you can market on a downturn. And please remember to join us for the webinar on Thursday. This is actually a concern with all of us. The more we progress in this very quick digital exposure of many companies, that some of them haven't been exposed before, at least to this level, the more the company employees and all the stakeholders are exposed to cyber threats and cyber risks. So we've put together this webinar with our partners from Symbol Security to make sure that you are well informed and you take the right decisions when it comes to the best practices for and ensuring the cyber safety of your employees. So we look forward to meeting you on Thursday. If you have any questions or if you have any suggestions of topics that you would like me to answer and consider, please write them in the comments below. I will provide the links to all of these resources and for you to subscribe to our webinar. Bye.